On the cars, let me just summarize cars for a second. I know the more experienced people know this already, but as I mentioned before, when you have a car for a client, this is just bread and butter stuff. You got to know the stuff off the top of your head. If the normal situation is 280F, and that would be your luxury car, I always amazed that luxury for the IRS is about $16,000. What car can you buy for $16,000, okay? But we all know the car caps. Fair enough? Luxury car. Bonus gave us 8 more thousand, but normally it's about 3,000 or so, 4,800 and so forth. Then we had Section 179 come out a few years ago and said, even if you're not subject to luxury car caps, and that would be because you're greater than 6,000 pounds. Rating, and this is a rating. Under a luxury car, if you're less than 6,000 pounds, gross curb weight, what they would say is basically, unload it, no cats, dogs, luggage, or whatever, unload it gross curb weight, and you find it on the door jamb or the glove compartment, you're subject to luxury car cap if it's otherwise a passenger vehicle. If you're greater than 6,000 pounds, they use the word rating. I'll give you an example. The Astro, I don't even know if Chevrolet makes the Astro anymore, but the Astro Chevy van, the AWD, just one version of it, all-wheel drive, it weighed 4,800 pounds, okay? But it was on a truck chassis, but still to meet the weight. But since you're using rating, it's not just what it weighs 4,800 pounds, it's what's capable of carrying. Now, the General Motors does have some tax people there. So if the rating is what it weighs plus what it's capable of carrying, and we know we want to exceed 6,000 pounds, guess what the rating was? 4,800 plus 2,400. So 1,400. It was 6,200. I know it was 6,200. And that was the rating. It's weight plus what it's capable of carrying. But even if you do meet that gross curb, the rating, you still have the $25,000 under 179. And I believe that doesn't go away. Just say, for instance, with inflation, 179 now becomes 25 plus inflation. Say it's 37 or so. As far as I know, you're still going to have the car cap at 25,000. Nothing I ever read said, oh, it's not 500,000 anymore, so they did away with that 25. No, as far as I know, that's still in the law. And then July of 2005, the Small Business Administration came out, and they came out with, I'm just going to, qualified non-personal use vehicle. Heck of an acronym. Qualified non-personal use vehicle. It's solely the result of the small businesses. Think about, flower deliveries. You have a van to deliver flowers or whatever. Think about carpenters, electricians, plumbers, things like that. They're driving $27,000 minivans. There's no windows on the side. You open the back doors, what do you see? There's no seating. Floor to ceiling is what? Supplies and PVC and electrical conduits. And they said, this is nuts. LeBron James is taking, what, $130,000 with bonus depreciation and writing the whole thing off on an Escalade. And here we're limited to $3,000 a year. So in July of 2005, they came out with qualified non-personal use vehicles. And it simply says, even if you're not over 6,000 pounds, if the vehicle is not susceptible of significant personal use, that's their language, not mine. And so the plumber, electrician, those vans, even though they exceeded the weight factor, they can still be depreciate without the car caps and without 179. And they gave some examples. Hotel and commuter vans, as you know, super shuttle, if they're seating for 3, 6, 9. If they're seating for 9 or more behind the passenger seat, then you got that exception. The pickup truck's not readily accessible, at least not 8 feet, 4x8 sheet of plywood or sheetrock. No, just at least 6 feet, okay? So it's not going to help you with a Toyota 4x4 or whatever those small ones are, okay? And then any other vehicle not susceptible of significant personal use, your plumbers, electricians, or whatever. Not a pickup truck, okay? But still, they gave them this break. The one thing I will tell you, and I never heard an audit on this, is the ones that are falling under plumber, electrician, or carpenter, not significant personal use, you can't have a passenger seat. And yet every time I see this, there's a passenger seat. Rodney is a plumber's apprentice. He's 21 years old. And he goes into to the shop every morning in his Camaro. He gets out and then he rides with a senior plumber. Why? He gets his license, right? Makes sense to meet there and then they go out on all their jobs. Passenger seat, It's not over 6,000 pounds, $3,000 unless bonus depreciation applies. Just because you seem to know, passenger seat, you're not allowed to have that. You got to have just the driver's seat. So technically, if an IRS agent wanted to call you on that, they would be correct. That's a summary of those 3 or 4 pages there.